Well, good morning. This is more like the weather that we like when we're on the canal boat. So we are up the Trent and Mersey, and we're at a little place where Neil Morrissey has a pub. I think one of the first pubs that he opened, and it's called the Plume of Feathers in Barnston. May have pronounced that wrong. A bit empty last night. It was a Sunday evening. Mr. Morrissey wasn't in the house, but yeah, lots of memorabilia from a lot of his productions in the past. So today we are going to go through Stoke, Stoke-on-Trent, and we're also going to go through the Hare Castle Tunnel. That's what we've got to look forward to today on our It's a Narrowboat Life venture to the Llangollen. Join my channel. We cruise along the canal networks and we like to do a little bit of history, and the main history of this part of the Trent and Mersey, pretty much the Trent, is that we're going to be coming to a famous pottery city. Now the Potteries are a big area in Staffordshire where lots of famous pottery was made, obviously including Josiah Wedgwood. His blue work is very famous throughout the world, and obviously the factory is just here. So yeah, the Stoke-on-Trent, if you've ever heard of the Potteries, then this is the part of the world that we're going to be going through. We're not staying in Stoke because it's very industrial. We're going to be passing through Stoke today, but we will capture some of the industrial parts which do scatter along or are dotted along the line of the canal. Now this part of the Trent and Mersey has quite dramatic rises, so the locks are very deep here, typically at least 10 feet, which we experienced 6 of those yesterday. So this will just give you an idea. Mandy's just getting this lock ready because it's not in our favour. But we are now on the outskirts of Stoke-on-Trent. As I said, this is called Pottery Country. In fact, there's a museum. A deep one, darling.
Yeah. Deep one.
I ain't gonna fall in, are we? No. You have to take quite a lot of care when you're coming up these deep locks, because the paddle that Manny was just doing is the gate paddle, and yesterday we had a young man try to help us. He'd had a few drinks and he opened the top paddle. Luckily he opened the gate paddle. Luckily I was weighed back, and with the rush of water coming in, if the front of the boat was anywhere near the front of that lock, we would have got wet, but luckily we didn't. Anyway, we've got a nice 6-kilometre journey now before the next lock, as we enjoy the outskirts of Stoke. That's not too bad. That's taken us just about 10 minutes. I normally suggest you allow 15 minutes per lock. And here's the next boater coming up behind us. So he's obviously got to empty the lock now before he comes along. And we'll probably see him in about 6 kilometres. Just behind those trees is a Stoke City football ground. Thought we might get a good view from here, but it's just peeking through there. Now, one of my childhood heroes was Gordon Banks, and he made a brilliant save in the 1970 World Cup against Pele. He's famous for that. He played for Stoke City many years. Unfortunately, he passed away last year. Another famous player was Peter Crouch, formerly of Liverpool. That's just through there, Stoke City's ground. So we are just in the industrial heartland of Stoke now, and behind me you can see one of the old lime kilns, or the pottery kiln. Surviving back from the Victorian times. So we've had a few deep locks, and this is lock number 40, the top lock at Stoke, and oh, this is very deep. Very deep. That's where we are, right by the CNT yard. So we've just risen 50 feet, and probably a good 12 to 13 feet of that is this lock. We're just approaching Hare Tunnel. Apparently there are 3 tunnels, all have been built over various times, and the one you can just see, just about there, was the original one that you used a leg through, but was closed in 1941. Here we are, another tunnel. So go through Hare Tunnel, and got to keep everything inside, keep the dogs in, and see the light at the end of the tunnel. They're sucking all the air out. Unfortunately, we've got a boat in front of us, so we're having a... Well, I'm just recording. So they put a fan on, which you can see sucks, so we've got a breeze coming past us. But the boat in front of us, we're having to get all their fumes sucked by us. There you go. About a 40-minute ride, and we're 5 minutes in. So that ended up being a very good day. We got through Stoke, we got through Hare Tunnel, and then after that there was another 12 locks, 13 locks I think, which we've negotiated down now to a little village called Thurston. Let me double check that. Thurlwood, and there's a pub we're going to go and visit shortly. So all in all, we've done about 16 locks today, and yeah, we've got hell of a lot more to go, something in the region of about 40 plus locks to go to just get through Middlewich branch. But beautiful countryside in Staffordshire, beautiful day considering the weekend that we had of horrible rain, but this is just a short window before the rain comes again. So we're going to see what we can get done in journey tomorrow. That's Tuesday, because Wednesday is going to be unpleasant by the sound of it. But let's go and have a look at what this pub's like. We've come in the pub. It's the Broughton Arms. It's the Broughton Arms. And the youth have just left. It was a bit noisy, but they've just left. Actually no, they've just gone out for a cigarette. Anyway, it's a nice ale, and the vodka's alright, isn't it? Yeah. Have a good day today. 18 locks. Mandy was right, I was wrong. And we've got how many tomorrow?
17.
17 tomorrow. So this is a pint of Saddle Tank Magnus. If you are watching this, Saddle Tank, next time you're back in the UK, is a good beer. It's a 9 out of 10. What I wanted to show you, and Mandy suggested I do this, is a little bit of a technique that I've taken from sailing, which is called using a spring line. typically when people moor up, they will do a bow line and a stern line, and normally about 45 degrees to the boat. But that doesn't stop the boat from swinging backwards and forward when boats pass. What I mean by that is the boat will still swing a little bit. It's currently just swinging just slightly in the wind, and it still has the ability to go forward and back and put a strain on the pin. Now, if we put another line through here and tie back to the boat, we create this V shape. It's respectively a spring line, and that actually stops the forward and backward motion of the boat and actually pulls it a bit tighter to the bank, just so that Mandy and the dogs can jump off a bit easier. So just a small technique that I picked up and brought along. Don't see too many boats doing it. Obviously you need a slightly longer line at the stern to do it, but you know, 2 half hitches for this one, and then you just put this one on with a single half hitch, and that stops the forward motion and backward motion of the boat should anyone pass and their bow wash drags you out. So there you go, there's a spring line. I'll show you the final example. So there you go. Doesn't get in the way of us getting off the boat, on and off the boat there. That's spring line forward and off. That boat cannot now, our boat cannot move forward and back. And then if we just walk along for the front line, and I always tend to use this chain on the front, and that's just cleated off there, and that's pretty rock solid on this mooring for today.